4-year-old Gus Lamont disappeared from a remote farm near Yunta, South Australia, leaving behind only silence. A boy full of life, laughter and curiosity, gone in an instant, swallowed by the vastness of the land he called home. Weeks have passed since that September afternoon. Despite helicopters overhead, drones scanning every inch of scrub, and ground teams combing the property tirelessly, Gus remains missing. Every passing day deepens the mystery and raises the questions. How can a child vanish without a trace? What makes this case so different, so difficult, so haunting? Out here, in a land of endless horizons and hidden corners, even the smallest clue can vanish in moments. Tracks erased by wind, footprints swallowed by sand, evidence fading into the scrub. And it's precisely these hidden obstacles that investigators are racing against. As we begin this investigation, pay attention to the details, the timelines, and the terrain. Every small fact matters. Make sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe to follow the investigation closely. Comment below where you're watching from and what you think might have happened. Your insight could help keep this case in the spotlight. The first obstacle in the search for Gus Lamont is the land itself. Oak Park Station isn't just large, it's remote, isolated, and unforgiving, stretching for miles. The property is a labyrinth of sand, scrub, low shrubs, and hidden gullies. To the untrained eye, it may look empty, but every corner could conceal a clue, or a child. Searchers describe it as breathtaking and brutal. Fence lines crisscross the paddocks, dips and hollows hide footprints, and the dense scrub can erase any evidence within minutes. Even small inclines or dry creek beds can obscure where someone has passed. On the ground, teams must move cautiously, avoiding tire tracks or disturbing soil, because the tiniest disruption can destroy what investigators are trying to preserve. The property's size alone is staggering. Maps show hundreds of hectares of open land, with winding tracks, livestock pens, and natural obstacles that make covering the ground slow and painstaking. Helicopters and drones help, but no amount of aerial surveillance can see everything. Shadows, scrub, and dust can easily conceal a 4-year-old child, or a single footprint that could guide searchers closer to answers. Searchers describe combing the land in grids that seem endless. Volunteers fan out across paddocks and gullies, often retracing the same paths multiple times. A child's toy, a scuff in the dirt, or a single footprint may vanish in minutes, thanks to the ever-present wind that sweeps the sand and scrub like a natural eraser. Even with modern technology, including thermal drones and aerial imaging, the Outback works against investigators. Each hour that passes increases the chance that evidence is lost, buried, or obliterated by natural elements. It's not just a search, it's a test of endurance, strategy, and attention to detail in a landscape that offers no mercy for error. This is why search teams must return to the same areas repeatedly. Repetition is not inefficiency. It is the only way to ensure no detail is overlooked in terrain that is vast, deceptive, and hostile to investigation. For Gus, every sweep, every drone flight, and every volunteer on the ground is a lifeline against the vastness of the Outback. Understanding the challenge of the land itself is crucial to understanding why this case is so difficult. The search isn't just about following a trail, it's about outsmarting nature in a race against time. If you're following this investigation, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us where you're watching from, and help keep attention on Gus Lamont's case. Awareness can make all the difference. The second obstacle in the search for Gus Lamont is the relentless and unpredictable South Australian weather. Here, the Outback is not just a backdrop, it is a constantly shifting challenge. Winds sweep across the paddocks with sudden force, carrying sand and dust in every direction. Footprints and tire tracks, potentially crucial clues, are often erased within minutes. The earth itself seems to conspire against the search. Temperature swings add another layer of difficulty. During the day, the sun beats down mercilessly, creating an exhausting environment for searchers on foot or in vehicles. By night, temperatures drop sharply, forcing teams to contend with cold and fatigue. often after a full day of scanning scrub, fence lines, and creek beds. Heat haze and shifting shadows further distort the landscape, making it difficult to distinguish footprints, clothing, or other evidence from natural features. Dust storms are another hidden adversary. They can appear suddenly, reducing visibility to only a few meters, forcing searchers to halt or redirect. Small items, like a dropped toy or piece of clothing, can be covered by shifting sand or lifted entirely by gusts, potentially removing the only trace of Gus's presence from an area. Even water sources, which might normally serve as a reference point in a search, are unreliable. Seasonal dry spells can leave water holes empty, and wind can scatter disturbed soil and tracks around them. Thermal imaging, aerial drones, and heat-sensing cameras help, but even these technologies are affected. Rising heat waves distort the image, creating false positives, while cool evening temperatures shift the contrast, hiding what could be critical evidence. Search teams have shared how weather is more than an obstacle. It's a living, moving force that actively erases the path a child might have taken. Days can pass, and with each gust of wind or passing dust storm, vital clues vanish. Investigators must account for these conditions in planning search grids and timing patrols, knowing that even the smallest lapse could mean missing a trace that would have led to Gus. In the case of Gus Lamont, the Outback's climate isn't merely a setting. It's a silent participant in the mystery. It complicates logistics, limits visibility, destroys evidence, and adds a layer of uncertainty that investigators must navigate carefully. This is why, even with extensive search teams, helicopters and drones, the land itself has become one of the biggest obstacles to finding Gus. If you're following this investigation, remember to like, share, and subscribe to keep the story in the public eye. Comment below with where you're watching from and your thoughts on the ongoing search. Every interaction helps maintain attention and pressure on finding answers. The third obstacle in the Gus Lamont investigation is something less visible than terrain or weather, but just as critical: inconsistent witness memories. In any missing child case, the accounts of those closest to the child can either illuminate the path forward or create new layers of uncertainty. Family members, neighbours, and contractors each recall the events of September 27th differently. A neighbour might remember seeing Gus near the homestead around 5 p.m, while a family member recalls checking on him just moments earlier. These small discrepancies, while understandable under stress, can create confusion when investigators are trying to reconstruct a precise timeline. Investigators must carefully cross-check every statement. Even minor differences, a recalled sound, a movement, or a small detail like which gate was opened, can affect the search strategy. In the vast expanses of the Outback, timing is everything. A delay of just a few minutes between recollections could mean the difference between finding a clue and having it lost forever. Children's routines, especially in rural environments, are predictable, but memories of those routines can vary. A parent might be certain Gus was in one spot, while a grandparent believes he was elsewhere. These conflicting accounts aren't about deception. They often arise from stress, exhaustion, or the sheer challenge of recalling every moment in a high-pressure scenario. For the search teams, inconsistent memories add complexity. They must decide which recollections to prioritise, how to align them with known physical evidence, and how to verify timelines against other data sources such as phone records, vehicle movements, or even drone footage. Each inconsistency can widen the circle of uncertainty, turning what might have been a clear path into a web of possibilities. Behavioural experts often point out that in crises, the human brain prioritises perception over accuracy. Witnesses focus on emotionally salient moments, the calls, the panic, the frantic searches, but lose track of precise timings. In Gus's case, these small errors accumulate, making it harder for investigators to reconstruct the final hours accurately. Despite these challenges, investigators work tirelessly to triangulate memory with evidence, searching for the overlap where certainty can emerge. Every statement is tested against the landscape, the timing of searches, and the sequence of calls made to authorities. It is painstaking, detailed work, but essential when a child's safety is on the line. For those following Gus Lamont's story, sharing this case, commenting, and staying updated helps maintain pressure and attention. Like, subscribe, and tell us where you're watching from. It's a collective effort to keep the search alive in the public consciousness. The fourth obstacle in the Gus Lamont investigation is the sheer scale and limitations of the search itself. On the surface, it may seem that dozens of volunteers, police patrols, drones, and search dogs would leave no corner unchecked. Yet, in the vast South Australian outback, even the most thorough search can leave gaps. Oak Park Station and the surrounding Yunta region cover tens of square kilometres of low scrub, sand patches, gullies, and hidden creek beds. While volunteers fan out in disciplined lines, the terrain itself works against them. A small child can move between tracks, slip under fencing, or duck behind vegetation in moments, leaving minimal trace. Drones and helicopters provide a bird's-eye view, but they have limitations. Dense scrub can conceal footprints, shadows can mask movement, thermal cameras detect heat signatures, yet over time, even the warmth of a child's presence dissipates, leaving no visual evidence for aerial teams to pick up. Search dogs are highly effective, but scent trails can vanish quickly in strong winds or over dry sand. Rain, dust, and temperature changes can confuse even the most trained dogs, sending them off the trail or forcing handlers to retrace steps multiple times. Coordinating large numbers of people also presents challenges. Volunteers arrive at different times, have varying levels of experience, and cover areas in shifts. Maintaining communication across miles of paddocks is complex, relying on radios, mobile signals, and GPS devices, each with their own limitations. Authorities have implemented grids, repeated sweeps, and strategic aerial reconnaissance, but the outback is unforgiving. Every new sweep provides data, but also reveals the reality. The landscape hides more than it reveals. Gaps remain. Creeks twist unpredictably. Sand shifts with the wind. Every moment matters, and yet the area to cover is immense. Search limitations don't indicate a lack of effort. They highlight the reality investigators face when combining human resources, technology, and natural obstacles. Understanding this is crucial to comprehending why Gus Lamont's disappearance remains unresolved. For viewers following this case, staying informed, sharing updates, and engaging with the investigation keeps public attention alive. Every tip, every shared story can help authorities narrow their focus and potentially uncover new leads. Like, subscribe, comment where you're watching from, and help the search remain in the public eye. The fifth and final obstacle in the Gus Lamont investigation is forensic degradation, the slow, relentless erasure of evidence by nature itself. In the vast outback, time is never on the side of investigators. Footprints once clear and distinct are quickly erased by wind, shifting sand, and passing animals. A small toy or item of clothing left behind can be carried away, buried, or destroyed by natural elements before authorities arrive. Soil, once intact, can be trampled or altered by searchers themselves, complicating later analysis. Waterholes, dry creek beds, and shallow streams may hold crucial clues, but exposure to sunlight, evaporation, or debris can obscure even the smallest traces. Temperature swings accelerate the decomposition of organic matter, and dust or sediment can conceal any minor disturbances in the terrain. Modern forensic science offers remarkable tools: soil sampling, trace DNA, chemical residue analysis, and even aerial thermal imaging. Yet, after days, or even hours, in the harsh outback, the chances of finding intact, usable evidence diminish drastically. Every delay, every minute lost before a search begins, compounds the challenge. Investigators must work quickly, yet methodically, balancing the need to cover wide areas with the care needed to preserve fragile evidence. It's a race against both time and nature. Even the tiniest clue, a footprint, a tuft of hair, a discarded object, can hold the key to understanding Gus's movements and potential whereabouts. For the public, understanding forensic degradation underscores the importance of immediate reporting, early searches, and sustained attention. Sharing information, tips, or observations can help compensate for what the environment may have erased. Your awareness could help authorities recover details that might otherwise be lost forever. Stay with this investigation, subscribe, share this story, and comment with where you're watching from. Every voice helps keep the search alive, and every tip brings us closer to understanding the disappearance of Gus Lamont. The disappearance of Gus Lamont remains one of South Australia's most challenging and heartbreaking cases. From the remote terrain to weather extremes, inconsistent memories, the sheer limitations of search efforts, and the degradation of potential evidence, every step in this investigation faces obstacles that few can imagine. But despite these challenges, authorities continue their work. Searches persist, timelines are reconstructed, and forensic analyses proceed wherever possible. Every small clue matters. Every observation from the community, no matter how minor it may seem, could make a critical difference. This is where you, the viewer, play a role. Stay vigilant. Share any information you may have. Encourage others to remain aware. Your attention keeps the investigation alive and helps ensure that Gus Lamont is not forgotten. If you've been following this story, subscribe to our channel for updates. Like and share this video to raise awareness, and comment below to let us know where you're watching from. Every voice matters, and together we can help keep the search active, the questions sharp, and hope alive for Gus and his family. The case is far from over, and the landscape of this investigation continues to evolve. But with careful attention, community support, and relentless investigation, answers may yet emerge. We will continue to follow every lead and every development, and bring you the story as it unfolds.